Hello everybody, I'm Dutch and today I want to show you how to hang a tarp. This is a continuous ridgeline and it has soft shackles, and what it's going to come with, there is a Dutch hook spliced onto one end. On the other end is a Wasp, and then there are two soft shackles that act as a pressic that you're going to hang the tarp on. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hang with the Dutch hook. So I come over to a tree and I simply put it around and hook it in there. It clicks when it's in there, so it's not going to go and slide off too easily, and it kind of keeps cinched up on the tree. It's also not going to be able to come unhooked easily at all because there is just the right tolerance that the zant goes and clicks into there. So then I come over to the other tree. This is a 35-foot long rope. So this is only a 15-foot span. So we're going to have to move some stuff. And that is the beauty of the Wasp, is the Wasp really moves easily. So I take my soft shackles. That's what's going to hold the tarp. They got to be in the middle. When you grab the knots, they easily slide. And I'll show you how they lock into position later. But we're going to make that so that the tarp can be there. Next is the Wasp. The Wasp, again, easily moves through here. Now, I know that my tarp is just about the size of the distance of these trees, so I have to keep this Wasp really close to the tree in order to get my tarp into here. So the beautiful part about the Wasp is, although it looks very ornamental, this bow you have on here, it is meant, and it was the whole premise of the design of it, it is meant so that you can easily grab that string, and then I'm able to wrap it around the stinger that's on the back. This locks into position so that it can't move. To undo it, you can simply grab that again and you pull it off that stinger. So I want to move this a little bit in. I grab it and you can see that simply locks it into position right there. And this piece is good to go. So I go up to the tree, I wrap around the tree. These things are beautiful. They're like jewelry, titanium jewelry for your tarp. So we hook it underneath the head there, and there's a hook on there, and I'm going to pull this so it's nice and tight. And then I go underneath the antenna and underneath the wing, and it's connected. Sometimes, particularly if the wind's really blowing, this can jam on here, and I can show you a trick for getting it undone. You go and you pull it out from the head, and when you pull it out from the head like that, which is not going to do it on its own, but once you do that, you're able to very easily pull this out from underneath the wing. So if it ever gets jammed in there, pull it out from the head, and it almost wants to make the part turn around, and then it just easily backs right out. But to do that again, we're hooking underneath the head, pulling it tight underneath the antenna and underneath the wing. And this is locked, and the whole point of that is to make a string that goes from one tree to the other. So now we hang the tarp. In the olden days, very often they had canvas tarps with maybe beeswax on them, and you then hung the tarp over top of that. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend that you hang the tarp underneath. That way, if water is running down the tree, then down this line, it doesn't drip on you at the lowest point, which is going to be right where the hammock is. So next we need to attach the D-rings to these soft shackles. So if you take a look here, a soft shackle, it is a pressic, and then you're able to open these up. So you simply go and open up this loop here, and you pull this knot out of here. Now I'm going to attach the D-ring to my tarp set. So I put that through there, and then I put the knot through the through that loop, and that automatically closes. Now the tarp is attached to it. I leave my tarp connected to the continuous ridge line because that will be 12 feet of ridge line that doesn't easily get tangled. So this you're able to easily move. If you grab the place that it is wrapped around, the prusik is wrapped around the line, you're able to easily move that from side to side. But when you pull from here, it completely locks into place. I know that climbers very often preach that the line should be half the thickness of the main line, but that is not necessary when just hanging a tarp. That's necessary for hanging a person. So we got the one side done. We have the D-ring on the other side. I want to do the exact same thing. Now, I only attach this tarp one time, and then I leave this thing attached on here so I don't have to do this, open up the prusiks. If I would be removing it all the time, I'd probably put a little mini carabiner in here or a Ridgeline carabiner. But you can see that it very easily opens up. You stick that through the D-ring and you put that back around the that knot. And open that up a little bit more. And once you have it on there, it's locked in place. So this is the real beautiful part about using a continuous ridgeline, is it is super easy to center. I can put it here, I come over here, I stretch it tight. If I decide I want it to be 4 inches this direction, I move it 4 inches this direction, and I take up that slack over on this side. So that is the continuous ridgeline with soft shackles. Thank you, everybody.